So for this drawing, I'm going to be using a dip pen that I recently purchased. Outside of a few smaller sketches, I haven't actually used this on a drawing, so this is kind of a practice run. You may notice that I'm going to smudge the ink at certain points and misplace some strokes, but it's a start. Anyhow, even though it was released less than a week ago, pretty much everything has already been said about the Snyder Cut. And while I have quite a few issues with the film, I am just happy that it exists. For both the fans and for Zack Snyder himself, finally releasing this cut is something to celebrate. Still, it got me thinking about other films that experienced similar studio-mandated cuts, but that didn't receive the same happy ending that Snyder got. Going way back, one of the most famous examples of studio interference can be found in 1924's Greed. Based on the novel McTeague, Greed follows the story of a dentist and his wife who gradually become the worst versions of themselves after winning the lottery. The director, Erich Von Stroheim, originally had a 9-hour cut of the film. The studios obviously balked at this runtime and had it cut down to 2.5 hours. Apparently only 12 people ever saw that original 9-hour version, and ever since then, film archivists have been hunting down the full cut. There's also The Magnificent Ambersons, directed by Orson Welles in 1942. After some early negative reviews, the studio completely reshot the ending of the film against Welles' wishes. They thought that the original ending was too much of a downer and gave the film a more upbeat conclusion. In spite of the changes, the film still managed to garner acclaim and is now regarded as one of the greatest films of all time. It's been believed that every print of the original cut was destroyed, but supposedly there's one more print of the film stashed away somewhere in Brazil, which maintains hope that Welles' version may still be found and one day released.
So they destroyed Ambersons, and the picture itself destroyed me. I didn't get a job as a director for years afterwards.
Less than 10 years later, Akira Kurosawa directed The Idiot, his follow-up film to Rashomon. The Idiot's original cut was nearly 4.5 hours, but the studio forced Kurosawa to shave off over 100 minutes. He actually attributes a slump in his career to the failure of The Idiot. And it wasn't until Rashomon gradually got the praise it deserved that his career got back on track. And so far, no original prints of The Idiot have been found. Jump ahead 40 years, there's All the Pretty Horses, directed by Billy Bob Thornton. At the time, Thornton was coming off the success of his directorial debut, Sling Blade. Rumor has it that the producer for All the Pretty Horses, Harvey Weinstein, was bitter about Thornton ignoring some of his suggested edits for Sling Blade, and as revenge, demanded that All the Pretty Horses be hacked from a 4-hour runtime to less than 2. And while many are still hoping for a director's cut, the film's composer, Daniel Lanois, owns the rights to the score and refuses to license it. The list really does go on and on from there. But obviously there are plenty of cases where directors manage to release their preferred cut of a film. Technology has evolved to the point where nearly every take and scene can be saved and backed up. But if Zack Snyder had made Justice League in the 40s, he may have had to resort to digging through warehouses in Brazil to reassemble his cut. Thanks to 21st century technology, a passionate fan base, and the growing flexibility of streaming services, he fortunately doesn't have to join the ranks of the many filmmakers that never got to share their original vision with the audience.